Tonight, the latest on a shooting that happened in Syracuse.
Governor Cuomo speaks on underage drinking.
And Florida Republican Governor Rick Scott is filing 3 lawsuits against county election officials.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Well, good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jake Vanderbrook.
And I'm Chelsea Garby.
President Donald Trump will award the Medal of Freedom for the first time this week. The Medal of Freedom is the nation's highest civilian honor. Those recognized are political figures as well as Elvis Presley and Babe Ruth. President Trump told CNN the King of Rock and the Great Bambino are being honored for their contribution to American culture.
2 Hall of Fame football players are among the honorees. The former Dallas Cowboys quarterback Roger Staubach is being awarded for his voluntary enlistment in the Vietnam War, and defensive tackle Alan Page is being the first African American to serve on the Minnesota Supreme Court. The ceremony will take place Friday. 4 people have been arrested for stealing a check and cashing it for an amount it wasn't originally written for. Tashawn Davis, Isaiah Mumphrey, Monique Pearson, and Orlando Rosado are charged for conspiracy, forgery, scheme to defraud, unlawful possession of stolen property, and forged instrument. All 4 were arraigned and held on bail. Police are still investigating the incident.
A 22-year-old man was shot in the right leg on the 100 block of Women Avenue in Syracuse's south side on Saturday night, where the man was driven to Upstate University Hospital. Police say his injuries are considered non-life-threatening. Police say he was approached by the suspect, who began firing a handgun at him, and the suspect ran from the scene. Police are investigating the shooting and ask anyone with information calls the Syracuse Police Department at 315-442-5222.
The first snowfall of the season came yesterday with 2 inches of snow. Wind gusts were up to 45 miles per hour throughout all of central New York. According to the National Weather Service, with lake effect snow, travelers are to take caution when driving on slippery roads with low visibility. More lake effect snow is expected to touch ground Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, let's take a quick look weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Liam Healy.
Hey, thanks guys. It's a beautiful night out here tonight. It's clear, it's got clear skies. It's going to help drop our temperatures down just a bit. Some places still have a few more degrees to drop tonight. Right here at Oswego, it's pretty chilly. It's about 30 degrees. We're going to see maybe a couple more degrees drop tonight, but these clear skies you're seeing on our radar and satellite right now, they aren't going to last. Coming up on through the rest of the week, we have Tuesday, another storm system is going to be coming through the area. I'm going to be detailing that in my full forecast coming up after the break. For right now, we're going to toss it right back to the desk. Guys, anything else?
This past Wednesday, He for She at Oswego hosted an event entitled No One Man Should Have All That Power, which focused on highlighting gender power disparities and gender discrimination, not only here, but abroad as well. Here's WTOP reporter Micah Pazinski with more.
So women are, I think that we are always having to ask for our, due place in society.
The club did this by talking via Skype with Sri Lankan parliament member and son of current Sri Lankan Prime Minister Namal Rajapaksa and Sri Lankan University professor Gata Gamaj, who gave students an inside look at how gender discrimination and gender power disparities are at play and a consistent problem in Sri Lanka. They were chosen by the organization based upon the efforts they have individually contributed to helping to put an end to how gender discrimination and gender power disparities affect Sri Lanka. The 2 spoke about how gender discrimination is affecting women in particular in their country on a daily basis, and solutions they hope can even the playing field through gender empowerment. Through this, students were able to not only learn about how gender discrimination and gender politics are affecting Sri Lanka, but were able to use it as a platform to talk about experiences of how gender discrimination has affected them personally. Many students were able to share experiences of how gender has played a role in how they have been treated and often made to feel small or insignificant on different occasions. This was a main goal of hosting this event, according to SUNY Oswego student and president of He for She at Oswego, Chamanka Sagini Gamaj, who said that as a woman from Sri Lanka, she wanted to use her country as a starting point to talk about how gender discrimination is affecting women in society as a whole.
As a woman, I have felt insecure in my country, and that's why I believe that a country like Sri Lanka would have been a best example where we could talk about how women are being discriminated in society.
Micah Pazinski reporting.
He for She hosts a variety of gender-focused events throughout the year on campus. For more information on upcoming events, check out He for She at SUNY Oswego on Instagram at he4she_Oswego. Nearly 3,400 runners finished the 7th Syracuse Half Marathon earlier this morning in downtown Syracuse. A 13.1-mile marathon started near the Onsetter on South State Street. The top male winner of this morning's race was Alexander Burks of Geneseo, who crossed the finish line at 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 7 seconds. And on the women's side, Catherine Beck of Clinton crossed the finish line at 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 36 seconds. To see the full results, just go to www.syracuse.com.
State police are asking for the public's help in finding the owner of a woman's wedding ring that was found at Victoria's Secret in Watertown. Troopers have been looking for the owner of the ring since July, but have not had any luck, so they sent out a news release last week asking for the public's help. If you have any information about the ring, call them at 315-782-2112.
Governor Andrew Cuomo announced the results of underage drinking investigations conducted by the Department of Motor Vehicles and State Liquor Authority between August and October. The announcement lists 27 bars or concert events at which 271 minors were arrested for using fake IDs to attempt to obtain alcohol during that period. The crackdown is part of Operation Prevent, which targets underage drinking hotspots across New York State. Cuomo said the state will continue to crack down on this dangerous behavior. Coming up later tonight, Florida Governor Rick Scott files 3 lawsuits.
And California wildfires continue to damage thousands of properties.
This is WTOP 10 Nightly News. We'll be right back.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
All right, I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Liam Healy. Current temperatures across the region
had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Is how are you, precious? Okay.
Take out the precious. Way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
sure.
hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Liam Healy. Across the air tonight, cool temperatures are dominating across the area. You still have a few more degrees to drop before we make it down to our low temperatures for the night. As you check our radar and satellite, you see these relatively clear skies. You have this lake effect band setting up right over here, right just north of Watertown. It's only going to bring maybe a dusting to an inch of snow across the night. But what we really have to worry about is this storm system coming up the east coast. right around 7 p.m. Monday night, it's starting to form and really starting to get its act together. And now as you come a little closer to home, you see it start to build into the air around Tuesday, 3 a.m. Now, Tuesday, 6:30 a.m., it's going to be impacting your morning commute. You have I-81 right here. You see it right on the mix line. This could be snow. It could be mixed. Some miles are having a lot of trouble with the temperatures. I do believe that we are leaning a little bit more towards rain just due to how the winds are coming off the lake and some of the warmer temperatures a little higher up in the atmosphere tonight. Now, as you go through the day, you see it come through. It's a pretty short event, but it is going to bring those quick accumulations that you might be unexpected in a few areas, namely the Tug Hill. As you check right here, you remember it's always going to be good. And we also have these lake effect afterwards. It could be impacting, again, into your Wednesday morning commute. This is something we'll be watching across the rest of the week here at Storm Team 10, so be sure to keep track and stay tuned in for the rest of the week. Now, a little check of the snow accumulations is everyone's favorite map. Right here, like I said, in the Tug Hill, see those potentials for those higher snow totals, 3 to 6 inches. Generally, you're seeing about 1 to 3, maybe a dusting to a trace as you get a little closer to Oswego. But mostly, the big story, Tug Hill, areas like Tupper Lake could be seeing these snowfall totals from this storm getting up close to a foot in some areas. And now, as we all know, it's a little tough to drive during the winter. Remember, don't crowd the plow throughout the snowstorms. Make sure you're staying at least 100 feet away from these plows as you're coming along. And remember, check your tires, remove the ice and snow from your cars. You don't want that flying off during driving. It's very dangerous for you and the other drivers. And if you do skid, make sure you take it slow and you don't jerk the wheel. Now, as you go along out the door tomorrow, you see these temperatures coming right through, 38 degrees, 9 a.m., getting out the door. And heading into the rest of the day, get up to a nice warm 45 degrees before the snowstorm makes its way through on Tuesday. So check your 7-day forecast here. We have a beautiful day for Veterans Day, seeing possibly 41, 45 degrees. It's going to be around that area. 41 degrees is more the average across the region. As you head into the rest of the week, though, you see Tuesday we have that system coming through, and Thursday a possibility of another snow maker for the general area. And as you head into your weekend, hate to say it, but snow once again and staying in the 30s, so not really looking to get warm anytime soon. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Is "How are you, precious"? Okay.
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
yeah.
hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
The second I got on the campus, I knew Oswego was the place to go.
There's a place for everybody at Oswego.
This school just opens the world to you. Have the opportunity to explore and to learn so many different things, not only about yourself, but the people around you and the world.
It definitely is about the student. I felt it to be very about me.
Now that I'm here, I can't imagine myself anywhere else.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. According to CNN, Florida Republican Governor Rick Scott is filing 3 lawsuits against county election officials. Lawsuits are being filed against Broward County Supervisor of Elections Snipes and Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections Susan Buckner. Scott is requesting ballots from the election be preserved from the 2018 election. Sunday's complaints from Rick Scott's campaign comes less than a week after Election Day, with both parties aiming for the Senate seat.
3 wildfires continue to burn across California, and winds are expected to pick up. The fires have claimed more than 20 people and forced hundreds of thousands from their homes. Camila Bernal is in Malibu, California, with the report.
The fire in Butte County right now. In this fire, the rate of spread is exponentially more than it used to be.
Powerful and dry winds rolling into the already charred hillsides of California, raising concerns for crews battling 3 raging wildfires. In the north, the Camp Fire has destroyed more than 6,000 structures, making it the most destructive fire and the 3rd deadliest in the state's history.
Our place is still standing, and they're still trying to hold the line there, so we're grateful for that.
The flames wiped out the town of Paradise, where most of the bodies were found, some burned beyond recognition. Crews are moving into the blackened ruins to assess the damage and search for more bodies. In Southern California, the Woolsey and Hill fires have burned more than 90,000 acres combined. Roughly 200,000 people have been evacuated. On Sunday, some evacuees were allowed to return to what's left of their homes.
It's just nothing describes what you see here.
While a new round of evacuations were ordered for people in multiple LA County neighborhoods.
We realize that some folks are still in that Topanga area, and we just want to make sure that they understand that this is the time to leave at this point.
I'm Kim Hutcherson reporting.
Crews are working around the clock to contain the ongoing fires.
An autopsy shows the gunman from the Thousand Oaks shooting died after he turned the gun on himself. According to the Associated Press, Ian David Lawn, an ex-Marine machine gunner, shot 11 victims at the Borderline Bar and Grill. An investigation is still ongoing as to the reasons behind the mass shooting. Former Sheriff Jeff Dean believes Long targeted the bar, but for unknown reasons.
According to Reuters News, Democrats stepped up the pressure on Sunday on acting U.S. Attorney General Matthew Whitaker to step aside from overseeing a special counsel probe into the Russian meddling in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Representative Gerald Nadler has called on Whitaker to testify as the first witness in the ongoing investigation. Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi have urged Whitaker to step down and release any information he may have.
New details in Jamal Khashoggi's death are beginning to emerge. According to Al Jazeera News, the head of the Turkish daily Sabah newspaper reports Khashoggi's last words were, quote, "I'm suffocating." There is new information acid may have been used to aid the disposal of Khashoggi's body. Traces of acid were found in the Saudi Consul General's residence in Istanbul. 18 people have been arrested since Khashoggi's killing.
After taking a quick stop in Mexico City, the migrant caravan is on the move once again. According to the Associated Press, about 4,000 people departed from the Mexican capital on Saturday, and President Trump is holding firm on his views. He plans to send up to 15,000 troops to the border as part of his pledge to stop the migrant movement.
A federal court judge has delivered a big setback to getting construction going on the $10 billion Keystone XL pipeline. Annie Berger and Oliver has reaction from U.S. and Canadian officials.
Construction on the contentious Keystone XL pipeline was slated to start in 2019. But now the future of the already delayed project is in jeopardy again.
This is very problematic for Canada, Alberta, the Canadian hydrocarbon industry.
A U.S. federal court judge has ordered all work stop immediately after ruling Donald Trump's 2017 presidential permit allowing the pipeline to cross into the United States didn't fully study the potential of a spill or adequately consider the effects of oil prices on the project's viability and the cumulative impact of greenhouse gases.
It's a political decision made by a judge. I think it's a disgrace. It's 48,000 jobs. I approved it. It's ready to start.
The ruling is a major setback for the energy sector and for the Trudeau government, which supports Keystone XL and its newly purchased Trans Mountain pipeline.
We are committed to getting our resources to global markets, at the same time making sure we are supporting projects such as this that allow us to diversify our economy.
For environmental and Indigenous opponents, this decision is a win. The injunction raises uncertainty about whether the pipeline will ever get built. A U.S. presidential election is just 2 years away, and the Democrats under Barack Obama have already rejected the project once.
If shovels aren't in the ground by next summer, this project won't be finished by the next presidential election.
This ruling tees up another potentially lengthy and costly court challenge, as the decision will likely be appealed by the Trump administration or by TransCanada. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
As the Trump administration moves forward to try and roll back environmental protections, it'll be interesting to see how the courts respond. Coming up in sports, James Catato.
You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my God, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro, my girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch
WTOP 10 movies on demand.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm James Catato, bringing you your Sunday night sports update. Let's get right into it. We kick this one off going down the hill to Oswego High School. After taking home the Section 3 championship, the Buccaneers boys volleyball team went on to face Section 1 champs Eastchester in the sub-regional round on Friday at Fayetteville Manlius High School. And the result, just what Oswego was looking for. The clean 3-0 sweep of the Eagles, which means advancement to the regional final game. The Bucks were led by Dane Richardson, who had a team-high 4 aces, while Nate Davini had 29 assists. The boys look to advance to the state tournament when they play Burnt Hills Ballston Lake at 5 p.m. on Saturday at Gilderland High School in Albany. Now back up the hill from the high school to the college, one of the most anticipated matchups the Lakers will have this season was last night when they took home ice against the Hobart Statesmen. It was going to be a battle of the 5 and 6 seeded teams in Division III hockey, and it was geared up to be an electric match from the puck drop. After Oswego jumped out to an early 2-0 lead in the first period with goals from Jody Sullivan and Aaron Huff-Nagel, it looked to be all Oswego all the way. However, Hobart was able to hang tough and verify their top 10 status after Julian Denicourt cut the deficit in half for the Statesmen and making this one interesting. Goals from the pass master of the SUNYAC, Anthony Pissarro, and Mitch Emerson were all the Lakers needed to hold off Hobart and secure the 4-2 victory.
The 6th-ranked Lakers will head to Fredonia to face the Blue Devils this Friday at 7 p.m. And from the ice to the gridiron, after suffering a massive 54-23 defeat over the Syracuse Orange, Louisville head coach Bobby Petrino has been fired from the Cardinals football team. After losing their 7th in a row, the football team asked the coach who brought so much glory to the organization. With an overall 77-35 record while coaching the Cardinals, Petrino had the likes of mentoring great college quarterbacks such as Teddy Bridgewater and Lamar Jackson, but always was plagued by a poor offensive line. This season, Louisville is averaging 21.7 points per game, which is the lowest in the ACC. The team is expected to target Purdue's coach Jeff Brom, but there's no word yet on if they'll actually be close to signing him. And possibly the biggest trade of the NBA season has occurred between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Minnesota Timberwolves yesterday. All-star shooting guard Jimmy Butler was traded to Philly after a lot of negative noise was made on and off the court in Minnesota, leading the team to a 4-9 start and creating a lot of dysfunction between now former teammates Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. Butler is headed to the Sixers, averaging a little over 21 points a night, and is slotting into a system with 2 perennial All-Stars in Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. However, the lack of perimeter shooting Philly has to offer, with their team average only being a little over 33%, it will be interesting to see what kind of dynamic Butler brings to a team that already struggles to play in today's run-and-gun type of game. And speaking of the Sixers, Butler's new team traveled to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies for the final time before his highly anticipated debut. And we head out there to where Joel Embiid and Marcus Gasol, a matchup between 2 big men, but we are highlighting a point guard here. Markelle Fultz gets upstairs. The man can't shoot, but he can get above the rim. 24-21 Sixers early. J.J. Redick pushed that lead even further. He got hot in the second quarter, hot as a pistol. There's a dead center 3. Here's another dead center 3, identical play, and he finished with 20 points on the day. You see the catch and shoot. He's a catch and shoot type of guy. 3 over there, and 58-42 Sixers, but the Grizzlies would make a comeback. You see Marc Gasol with the post-up, and money talks. It's the $100 million man Gasol with the no-look feed to the $152 million man Mike Conley for the easy layup, and Conley, he would return the favor. He would find Gasol off the pass, and he would suck in a double team off of the pick and roll, finding Gasol for a wide open 3 who knocks it down with ease. But the Grizzlies would trail by 3 in the final minute, and then this one would go to overtime. Conley would drop a season-high 32 on the night, securing a Grizzlies W 110-106 over Philadelphia. It should be interesting to see how the Sixers do with Jimmy Butler on the squad.
Yeah, really. I want to hear your take. Is this a good fit for Jimmy Butler and the Sixers team?
I think that Jimmy Butler's been a little bit of a locker room cancer wherever he's been, so it should be interesting to see how it goes.
Absolutely. And Liam, quick check of the forecast.
That's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for Excuse Me What. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a great night.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
I'm a lot more confident and a lot more sure of my abilities. At Oswego is where I've really found myself and became the person I am. You work hard and you play hard. I love the environment of SUNY Oswego.